this one is interesting because you chose to team up with Senator Bongbong Marcos, whose family has a deep history related to ill-gotten wealth. So how do you match that with your own values?
I decided to run pretty late. I was later than most because of my cancer. And then in the second place, he's been my student in the UP College of Law. So I have personal knowledge of his intellectual competence. And although he did not finish in UP, he dropped out. And in the third place, he's been to Oxford. At least he's been exposed to the intellectual environment there, although he has a certificate of completion. Plus, lastly, I don't believe that the sins of the fathers should visit on the children. What kind of philosophy is that?
Many Marcos Simonoa said they will vote for you regardless of what the survey says. They said they still believe that you're the most qualified among the presidential candidates. But many are also disappointed and are questioning your choice of your running mate, especially that you are a staunch defender of human rights and an anti-corruption crusader. Why did you choose Senator Marcos as your running mate? Isn't this inconsistent with what you stand for?
Number one, I chose to run at a pretty late date for a presidential candidate because I was faced with a diagnosis for cancer, terminal cancer, stage 4. So I asked myself, what do I want to do before I die? I said, maybe I'll offer myself to the Filipino people, even if that might be considered shameless by others. Because I have experience in all the 3 branches of government, judiciary, executive, and legislative. That is why, when I ran, the field was already filled. All the other vice presidentials had already been taken. But I noticed that Bongbong was running by himself. And besides, of course, the thought of human rights activists protesting entered my mind immediately. But I know Bongbong from when he enrolled in the UP College of Law, and I was a professor there. I believe he has the intellectual competence to become a lawyer, but he did not continue his law studies. Plus, number 2, at least he was exposed to Oxford. Exposure is better than nothing. And then he has a certificate of completion. And then number 3, I don't think that the sins of the father should be visited on the children. I don't see him in any video or photograph actively participating at his young age when the Marcoses were announcing their various policies for our country. I think he just got caught up in the actions of the adults. So I have nothing against him. And when we were together in the Senate, he was a competent senator. He tore apart the bill and asked relevant questions. So I think that he is ripe to become vice president.
Sabay na dumating sakay ng private plane sina Senator Santiago at Marcos sa Lawag International Airport. Baluarte ito ng mga Marcos, kaya hindi nakapagtatakang libo-libo ang sumasalubong sa kanila. Pero si Marcos na lang ang nag-motorcade. Hindi rin kasama si Miriam sa misa sa simbahan ng Batak na dinaluhan ng pamilya Marcos. Sa plaza na muling nagkita ang tambalan para sa kanilang maigsing proclamation rally. Sa iilang minutong talumpati ni Santiago, tiniyak niya na kapag siya ang nanalo, ipakukulong niya ang lahat ng mga kurap sa mga brand new na kulungan.
Pumili sila ng kulungan nila. Merong ordinaryo, merong business class, merong first class. Pero kulong sila lahat.
Para kay Santiago, si Marcos ang pinakamahusay na maging pangalawang pangulo ng bansa.
If I'm elected president and something happens to me, we want somebody young and idealistic, as you have witnessed, to take over the reins of government.
Ni Senator Miriam, lagi kaming magkatabi. Lagi kaming desk-mate, ika nga. Kung sa eskwelahan, sa kanya ako pumopopya. Magkasangayon kami kung ano ang mga pangangailangan, kung ano ang mga dapat gawin para sa kabubuti ng Pilipinas. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pride and my honor to introduce to you Senator Miriam Defensor.
generosity to me. This is not the place or the time to explain my agenda government. Hindi ito tamang panahon o lugar para magiging matagal ang aking talumpati. Kung hindi sasabihin ko lang na dapat magreforma na sa ating sistemang pamulitika dahil nakita na natin na sistema ngayon hindi umuobra. Hindi nakakapagbigay ng empleo sa ating mga kababayan, lalo ng mga the hardest working and the most industrious of the Filipinos, those who live here in Ilocos Norte. Mamaya, bibigyan ko kayo ng pick-up lines. Pero doon pa sa Mariano Marcos State. Sabihin ko lang sa inyo na itong pinakaunang araw ng kampanya opisyal ng ating gobyerno. On the first day, I came here because I've always admired the Ilocanos. And to signify my wholehearted support for Bongbong Marcos as the next Vice President. If I'm elected President and something happens to me, we want somebody young and idealistic, as you have witnessed, to take over the reins of government. Ako naman, inaalok ko lang ang aking kasaysayan sa gobyerno dahil maraming mga sekreto ang gobyerno, kaya ang pork barrel hindi na pupunta sa taong bayan. I tell you this, once I become president of this country, all the people who stole the pork barrel amounting to billions of Philippine pesos shall be sent promptly to brand new jails. Pili sila ng kulungan nila. Merong ordinaryo, merong business class, merong first class. Pero kulong sila lahat. Thank you very, very much. I will be back many times. Thank you.
You're known for railing against corruption ever since you came into the spotlight in the 80s. How does that reputation square with your teaming up with a member of the family that is still fighting so many allegations of corruption?
Who is this person?
Bongbong Marcos.
Wala namang aligasyon na siya mismo gumawa ng sala laban sa kapwa Pilipino niyan. So, I have no basis for condemning him. What about the father? Then, we are going against the Bible that says, the sins of the father should not be visited upon the children. And I am a church-going Catholic. So, if he has done anything wrong, my recommendation is a formal allegation or complaint must be filed in court or before the fiscal and then before the court, so that we will see if there is any basis at all. Wala naman akong alam na krimen na ginawa niya. Pagkatanda ko, na litrato ng martial law, pinapakita si Bongbong, maliit pa lang siyang bata. Kasama niya yung magulang niya. Kaya dapat siguro, bigyan naman din siya ng pagkakataon dahil nanalo na siyang senador. Nanalo pala siya noon. Di ibig sabihin, ang greater majority who were sufficient to elect him to office did not have any objection to his holding public office. This man is trying to redeem himself. Let's give him a chance. And if the other side turns out to be the case, that this man is guilty of something that is not sanctioned by our law or by our theology, then let us take the proper steps to ensure that he is punished accordingly. But we cannot punish on the basis of suspicion. That would not be fair, and I cannot accept it as a lawyer.
I dare you to fix me. I'm crossing the line again, falling on my knees. No stranger to pain.